Well, I think the flexibility will increase over time. I think that given the stage of development of China and its institutions, I think that its current system is not unreasonable. I think it is a reasonable strategy. In contrast, before 2005, the renminbi appeared to be deliberately undervalued to give Chinese exports a global advantage, and associated with that was rapid acquisition of U.S. treasuries and other financial assets, and a large outflow of net saving from China, which also was, I think, disruptive in some ways. So that was a set of arrangements that other countries objected to, and then frequently, in my role, I was sometimes in the so-called strategic and economic dialogue, and we would argue with China that they should be letting their exchange rate be more flexible, and they should have less dependence on exports as a source of demand. They should be more balanced, to use more domestic consumption and investment as a source of growth. And they've moved in that direction. So currently their current account surplus is much smaller than it was. They're more reliant on domestic demand. The value of the renminbi is much closer to what most people would think of as something in the range of equilibrium, although, of course, precisely where that is hard to tell. They're no longer accumulating significant reserves. In fact, they've lost some reserves over the last year. While the exchange rate is not fully flexible, it is market sensitive, and I think over time they have guided it in the direction that market forces have been pushing it. So where I think that over time that a still more flexible, more liquid foreign exchange market would be the right direction for them to go, I think currently the system they have is a reasonable one. The more important imbalances remain internal ones: consumption versus investment spending, services versus manufacturing, SOEs versus private sector, and so on. But on the exchange rate, I think that they've made a lot of progress.